Hello, welcome back to BLENDERSUSHI Live Noding. In this episode, we're gonna take a look at the one way we can create like a swimming pool kind of design using Sverchok in Blender. So I was looking at these articles from Wired Japan, and they have this article about swimming pool photos. I think taken from the top, maybe one of the architectural photography. But I kind of looking at it and then, hey, that's interesting. Like the profile, like a profile of a swimming pool is really like geometrical. This is something that you can actually. Um, I especially like this one. It has the flow around it. There's other one, but I think we're gonna stick with something like this. So basically, I'm gonna start with like a grease pencil kind of doodle and then draw it from the top and kind of draw in the profile and kind of show you what's going on. So this is Sverchok swimming pool basic 001. We know one thing with there's one interesting thing about a Blender curve is that if you have like this curve made of circle, you know already that you can work on it in 2D. With 2D you get that kind of design, and you can of course adjust the bevel and things like that. And there's another one that's actually more 3D, and with 3D one you can extrude depth and you get some kind of the side. But what if you want to have some kind of like a basin where you can put the water in it, like a swimming pool, but you're looking at it from the top? How are you going to do that? So that's something that we're gonna create using Sverchok. So reopen the file and let's just draw a doodle. So we can do it in different way. I think the one that's a little bit more complicated is if you have like multiple curve strokes and then you kind of want to make like a swimming pool, and maybe you kind of merge this area and it's become a single swimming pool, or I don't know yet. Maybe for now we're just gonna do like a single stroke one. So a single stroke is something like this, but I want to make this kind of weird intersecting line just for this demo. Hopefully this actually works. File, save, compositing, Sverchok. First of all, I want to convert this into Bezier curve and just delete that. File, save as. So we have this curve with a lot of points, and we're gonna load it into Sverchok. Get selection, check the points. You should have a lot. Okay, there's a lot of points, but we want to kind of resampling it, so we're gonna use the vector interpolation MK3, and let's see. Now we can interpolate this guy using range float. Start stop 0 1. The count is the number of the sampling. Okay, so we have that result. There is this part where the line is not actually connected yet. You need to be careful on that. Sometimes you actually want to just make it not 0 to 1, but just slightly out. And then you connect them together using the UV connection. UV connection. Like so. And then you make sure here, let me turn on N1 tessellation, and then check these lines and then make sure they are connected. See this, the blue lines, we need to make sure it's cyclic. There you go. Now this is a better line to work with for the next node that we're gonna use. It's called intersect edges. Okay, intersect edges will do like some kind of magic. Whatever line that's intersecting, like this line here, it will create points, and hopefully it's gonna do what we need. Plug that in, plug that in. Stinking, and plug this and plug that. Let's look at the result here. We can hide the original curve from using the outliner. We have the result. This is the new curve. It's much less points, and this is actually a mesh. And you can see this line here, over here. These points, intersection. Now they're kind of separated. So that's important in this case. And also one more thing that you need to be careful is they are currently not connected, so you need to do like a remove doubles to merge them together. I don't know if we need to separate the curve, separate loose part first. I think it's better. So now it's got separated. If I do another bake, so we have the smaller curve and a bigger curve. So now we actually have like two different parts here. Maybe you remove doubles is actually better. Okay, that's a remove double. If I rebake it, we look at it. Okay, now they're kind of merged together, and I believe we can just do a fill holes. There you go. Yeah, fill holes gonna work, and then we can do extrusion or whatever. Fill holes also available as a node, so that's really comes in handy. If you notice that from here to here, we are really working with edges here, vertices and edges data here, and then intersect edges also still output vertices and edges. Continue on, remove double vertices and polygon edge, output is vertices and edges. And here fill hole, same thing, we're gonna fill the hole depending on how many points we have, like the maximum points we can fill the hole. So now we have this thing is a single surface still, and we can do like extrusion if we want, like extrude separate faces. I think this actually does the job already for what we want, like for the swimming pool. So you can scale that height, and so yeah, we have kind of like the basin for the swimming pool, except for sometimes you get like a flipping normal. So that's also the interesting part that we perhaps need to use like some kind of recalculate normals. So oops, vertices and polygon. Fill holes you get the polygons and vertices polygon, and then now we have this. Yeah, this is still interesting because every now and then we don't have a control over the normal yet in Sverchok. I don't know. I have to ask Sverchok developer on this, but I think because these objects are all single, like a single surface, we calculate normal. I don't know. There must be a way to do this flipping properly. But anyway, so we can use the extrude separate, so that will work. That's one way we can do it. But we can also do perhaps like inset inset special, and then there's also bevel. This is another way. I'm gonna keep the polygon extrude actually, not extrude edges but extrude separate faces, just in case you wanna use this. Inset special and bevel. Let me think. Vertices and polygon goes in there. Let's have a look at the result first. Okay, that's doing the inset, but we can still see there's a slight issue there with the polygon. The normal is a little bit flip on this guy, but that's okay. I'm gonna figure that out later. So the inset kind of giving you like extra outline, and this effect is very similar to polygon extrude. The next thing we want to do is to do like this bevel for more resolutions. The bevel sometimes does this. I noticed does this thing. If you got like a connected, intersecting points connected, and it does this. Maybe this is a bug or kind of limitations, but also something to keep in mind. But if you're doing like vertex only, this actually works fine. So this is like a, I don't know, the basin for the swimming pool, I guess. This would work. The nice thing about this, of course, you're not like limited to this design. You can always make more design very quickly using grease pencil. So we have this design now, okay, kind of working. Maybe there's slight like bugs there, but I want to be able to also have this kind of railing and stuff. But for now, I'm gonna like make another curve using grease pencil and make it more flowy. So let's do this real quick. Let's make like a swimming pool that's kind of doing this. This can be interesting. I'm not sure if it's gonna work or not. The last bit you can leave it open like that. Convert grease pencil to Bezier curve, and we get this guy. And if we reload the curve, we get our swimming pool. So this one become the basin. This one, I don't know, it's being flipped. Again, the curve recalculate normal is probably something we need to do somewhere here with the fill holes. So recalculate normals maybe will do the job for us. Oh well, at least we get like options to flip the normal. Still can't get the normal to face like one direction. I think ideally we have control for the normal for each of these guys, but maybe I need to do like some kind of separating this guy. So instead, from here intersect edges, I should have done separate loose and then kind of figure out the next, because for each basin anyway we want it to be separate objects. So that's something, yeah, still something to think about. So this is probably not finished, but I kind of like this result at the moment. Still pretty interesting, not easy to do, and we get this funky stuff happening. Like I said, when we have intersection, this thing happens with a bevel. With okay, we kind of explode that. It's not bad, this one. And you can bake it. And I don't know, like even in here, if you try to fix it, maybe not too bad. Smooth it, smooth. Here we get something. Top view, something that's kind of like swimming pool. But again, this is like, you know, grease pencil, curve, and result. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty much it for this live noding. Hopefully you find it interesting, useful. Let me know your suggestion below. If you have any question, just let me know as well. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.